We're already halfway through August, so needless to say, this month I'm a little bit behind the game to talk about what happened in the real estate market this past July. But once you know what happened last month, it will all make sense. The headline for the Realtors Association of Edmonton's monthly market update reads, Edmonton's housing supply tightens as number of sales sees late summer rebound. And rebound it did. I definitely felt this in my own business from a boots on the ground perspective. June cooled off a little bit and then July literally came in hot. And I'm talking about more than just the weather. In June, total sales were down 11.4% month over month compared to May. In July, there were a total of 2,941 sales, and that was a 3.5% increase from June and a whopping 27.1% higher than July of 2023. This market was going on strong in July. So if you're thinking of buying or selling a property, it's important to have kind of a beat on what's happening in the real estate market. So stay tuned to the end of this video for some insight on how the current market could affect your personal real estate goals. As I mentioned, the total number of residential sales came in at 2,941, 3.5% higher than what we saw in June. This came as a bit of a surprise because typically what happens is the market begins to cool off as we move into June, and then it continues to slow down throughout the second half of the year. The strongest months in our market ramp up in February and then typically peak between March and May. Spring and then summer just seem to fly by, and Edmontonians want to get settled while it's still warm out so they can enjoy their new home and the hot summer weather. New listings amounted to 3,729, which was up 2.9% from June and 13.2% higher than July of last year. A very pleasant surprise, but we are still running on a very low inventory level overall. This entire year, we've been definitely in a seller's market with low inventory. We had a decrease in inventory from 2.09 months in June to 1.99 months in July. And to remind you, a balanced market sits at about that 4 to 6 months of inventory level. So from a seller's perspective, if you do have a property to list, it's not too late. There's still lots of buyers out there. Specifically from what I've seen is a lot of relocation buyers from BC and Ontario, and average prices have also remained extremely consistent. Speaking of average price, the average price for a home in the Greater Edmonton Area right now is sitting at $440,000, whereas in June it was at $439,000, so very steady. And that's when you factor in all residential sales. So month over month, this has been steady for the last few months, and when compared to July of 2023, housing prices are up actually 7.7% overall, year over year. If we're looking at average prices by category, detached homes sold for an average of $552,000, duplexes for an average of $407,000, and townhouses for $292,000. And to break it down further, looking at month over month sales, detached homes were up 2.3%, duplexes down 3.6%, and row housing was up 0.7%. So these prices, like I've been saying, have been very stable from a month over month perspective overall. The average days on market has increased slightly by 3 days to 33 days. It was taking a total of 30 days for a property to sell on average in June. So inventory is also continuing to move quickly, and we haven't seen a big change yet month over month. To compare, the average days on market in July of 2023 was actually at 45 days. The real estate market mirrored the hot temperatures that we saw last month. So buyers continued to stay very active. We saw a lot more activity than we typically would see in July as a result. Historically, most years tend to slow down quite a bit once we reach the middle of the year. So it was actually a very pleasant surprise to see how busy it got and that it slightly rebounded. So sellers, knowing this, that the average prices remain pretty stable, days on market are still low, and there's still lots of buyers out there, this is still a great time to list and sell your property. For buyers, as always, be prepared with a pre-approval letter and get a buyer's agent. Unrepresented buyers will definitely struggle to make a purchase in this low inventory market. A good buyer's agent will definitely give you a leg up as we're continuing to see those multiple offer situations happen in the most desirable listings. If you're looking for a more personalized evaluation on how the current market could impact you in the area that you live and according to your own personal real estate goals, I would be happy to talk about it. Send me an email and let's start the conversation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.